Okay, welcome back, welcome back. Hopefully the sound played there. I don't have the audio up because I want to make sure that I get clean audio for you guys. If you're having any issues with the lighting or the camera or the audio, please let me know and I will get those fixed. Every show, I'm always trying something new and different to make it better for you. For those first-time watchers and first-time listeners on the podcast, my name is Patrick Allmond. I run a business coaching company here in the Midwest in Oklahoma City called Stop Doing Nothing. And I run a digital marketing agency at allaboutfocus.com. So it's a given, I don't do too much self-promo in those videos, but it's a given. If you ever want to kind of blow up your lead generation processes or get a good kick when it comes to business, just reach out to me at one of those two websites, stopdoingnothing.com or allaboutfocus.com, and I will take care of you. We also have a phone number here. Let's get that on the screen for you. You can always call our main office right there, and someone will help you. Or you can also text us. We are down with basically being contacted by any process out there to help you basically build an amazing life and an amazing business out there. And for the most part, I do these shows every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Every Tuesday, goodness gracious, every day at 10 a.m. Central. I have to skip one every now and then for consulting and client and traveling reasons. But other than that, I'm live and 100% here for you, making your basically what I do on these shows. This is what I'm trying to do is give you ideas to kickstart your ideas, giving you the things that have worked for me, that have not worked for me in my business, that have basically helped me accelerate, or things that really screwed me up, in hopes that you won't make the same mistakes. I love to be inspiring, I love to be motivational, but also what I want you to do is, my goal is basically lift you on my shoulders. You learn from my mistakes, you learn from my failures, and you learn from my successes also. So every show, that's what we do here. And if you have any questions or a topic you want me to talk about, please do me a favor. Message me in the comments here, or text that number you saw on the screen right here, or private message me on Facebook, or email at allaboutfocus.com. I always love it when people send me topics, and those are the basis for most of the shows I do, is people either having a conversation in person, or a call with a coaching client, or a call or private message from somebody that says, hey, Patrick, would you talk about this thing? So that's the basis of all the things. And so as we talk about that, let's talk about what we're going to do for 2020. And this list, by the way, you want to see something really cool? This right here is my cup holder, my cup. This was given to me by a really great communication consultant named Jill Schiffelbein, a dynamic communicator. And she said she was going through a store and she found coasters that matched different personalities. And that was the one that got me right here. Usually I'm drinking one of three liquids. I'm drinking coffee, I'm drinking wine, or I'm drinking water. In the morning, we all know, of course, it's wink, wink, nudge, nudge, coffee and water. And then as the day goes on, or wine. After hours, of course. Don't worry, I'm not alone. So let's talk about the 5 unresolutions of 2020. These are things I've been working on for several years. Just as I approach and I start 2020, which is a good demarcation point, it's always good to just kind of revisit what the long-term vision is. And these are more, I'm almost going to say these are higher than strategy level items. There are strategy level items out there. We all know you start with, kind of a vision, and you turn that vision into a strategy to accomplish that vision. And then you create tasks and actual tactics to accomplish the mission, if you will, or the goal, the objective. And so these ones are higher than strategy level. These are the things that determine my strategy right here. And so if I want to be, really honest with you, number one here, I have be more prolific. And I've had this on my plate more and more and more, and I teach this in my coaching program. I 100% teach this. I am a firm believer that the best way, one of the best ways, let's not say the best way because someone's going to comment and correct me. One of the best ways you can absolutely sell is for people to even know that you exist. That is a big challenge in this world. It's always been a challenge in business. We're challenged by technology. We're challenged by location. We're challenged by competition. We're challenged by various different ways out there of getting, we're challenged by the cost of actually existing, the cost of publishing, the cost of talking, the cost of what I'm doing right here, right now with technology. We are always challenged with basically people knowing who we are in business. And you'd think that that would have gotten much easier with social media. But I think what happened is when social media first came out, and it was in the blow it up stage, and maybe let's call it about 10 years ago. It's a rough estimate. I don't have exact time frames here. But in the blow it up phase of social media, it was very easy to get very prolific fast. And while I was on social media at that time, I wasn't trying as hard to be prolific. I wasn't trying as hard to do what I'm doing right now. And I probably suffered the consequences of that, of not being as I could be. And so to me, number one on my list, has been number one on my list for a while, is to be more prolific. And what I mean by being more prolific is making sure that I talk as much as possible in as many places as possible to as many people as possible with the best message possible and the best offering possible. Of course, the word possible is inside all those, but that's what I really mean by being more prolific. I do stuff like these Facebook Live videos, and I get those over on YouTube, and I put those on blog, and I turn those into a podcast. I mean, I've got all these things going on purpose to basically make sure my message gets spread out there, and to make sure you can take me with you and you can watch me in whatever medium you choose to watch me, whether it's text form, whether it's audio only form in the car, whether it's video form, or whether video form. I mean, whether you choose to participate live right now, even that I want to make sure that you have as many ways to pick out a piece of my brain as possible, if you will. So more prolific is just as many places as possible to help as many people as possible. Oh yeah, good sip of coffee. And my goal with all this, by the way, is not ego. My goal with all this is to help as many people as possible. That's what I'm always trying to do, is to help as many people as possible. And this one was a good reminder recently. I was in I think one of my Facebook groups that had to do with video broadcasting. And a gentleman in there posted a question about, should I, what was it? I think the question was something along the lines of, should I only do it on Facebook? Should I only put my videos on my blog? Should I put my videos only on YouTube? Should I only put stuff on my blog because, I don't want to dilute my message. I don't want to basically prevent people from coming to my website because I have more stuff on YouTube. And this might have actually been a Reddit question. I can't remember which one I saw it on. And my response to that was, dude, don't worry about the dilution of your message or the dilution of your web traffic because you are split too finely, or you split too many places. And this is actually a question I get a lot when I'm doing a speaking engagement, is what's the best social media site to be on? And my opinion is as many as you have time for, or as many as you have the bandwidth for. And this is a great reason, by the way, to have an assistant, is to basically help you be prolific, to help you get out there to as many people as possible, doing as much as possible out there. And so that's going to be my response if you ever ask me that, is which social media site should I be on? First of all, I'm always going to pick the ones that are really focused on video. So that's obviously going to be the YouTubes. And iTunes is pretty focused on video, to tell you the truth. YouTubes, iTunes, and the Facebooks out there. And then after that, how much do you have time for? You can't hurt to be every place. And a good social media person will actually have you 10, 20 places. I remember I saw Jay Baer, big fan of mine, I'm a big fan of Jay Baer, not a big fan of mine, a big fan of Jay Baer, B-A-E-R. And I saw him speak once at an engagement. I love telling the story about in New York. He and I were actually both speaking at the same event about media. And he was talking about how much he repurposes. And he's as prolific as many places as possible. And that is just pretty damn cool, if you ask, is to basically, come up with ways where you can be as many places as possible. And if you want to talk more about that, let's do that offline. I've got 4 other points here I want to get to. But it's just important that if you want, having a great product is not enough. That's one of the things I guess I wish I could share with you. Having a great product is not enough. Having a great speaking voice is not enough. Having the perfect lighting and the perfect cameras and the perfect landing page and all that stuff is not enough if nobody even knows that you exist. And that is such a challenge with some of the clients that I take on. They are so gung-ho on waiting for perfection before they are more prolific. And it bothers me a little bit, and I have to kind of push people out of their comfort zone when they come to me with those challenges. The Patrick methodology, done is so. Okay, I beat that horse for a while. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is be okay with more self-promotion, and that is one of my resolutions for a while, which is why I don't mind plugging my own products and services in my videos every now and then. If you are a Facebook fan and watching this live, or if you are a fan of my profile, a friend on my profile, and you don't like the fact that I talk about my products and services, then please do me a favor. Either unlike me or unfriend me. I'm in business. I'm an entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurial journey in, I think it was October. That sounds about right. October of 1998. That sounds about right there. Wow, it's been a long time. And that's who I am. That's who I am that's my persona. That is me. That's my core. My job is to run a business and basically share my message and share my solution with as many people as possible. And I do that if I'm in person at a Starbucks and somebody asks. I do on TV. I'm on TV quite a bit here in Oklahoma City. And if I'm allowed to and somebody asks, I do. And I do it on social media. And oftentimes people that are in business like me, entrepreneurs, will get kind of hateful comments, either in public or private, that, hey, social to be social, just be more of a person, quit talking about your products and services. And I'm like, hey, you know what? If you don't like it, unfriend me. I won't be offended. I am not on Facebook to hold hands with everybody and sing Kumbaya. I do have a lot of friends on Facebook, friends and family, and they know that, you know what, I talk about business constantly because it's who I am. It's what I feel my mission is out there, is to basically help people and share with people. And so if that bothers you, then Patrick may not be your cup of tea. I don't flood you with self-promotion, but I want to tell you every now and then, hey, head over to allaboutfocus.com and get some training, or head over to stopdoingnothing.com and get some training, because you know what? It's good stuff. I know the stuff I put out there is good, and it's for you, and it's going to make your life and your business better. So if you don't like the self-promotion, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. Might be time to unfriend me or unfan me. Okay, that was number 2. Number 3 here, which is always a challenge, is to build a better funnel to find better customers. And that is something also that is a challenge for most business owners, I hear. Coffee just gets better and better with every sip. But one of the things you're going to learn, and this is for you new entrepreneurs, is that you can get a lot of people talking to you, a lot of people knocking on your door and calling your phone and texting you and messaging you that want help, but they want the help for free. They don't like your price. They want to try to talk you down to a lower price. They're going to tell you that what you're offering is absolutely ridiculous for the price that you're offering it at. You're going to just discover all of these things are going to happen as a result of being in business. And what you have to do very fast is you have to filter out those people, either send them to some kind of automated offering, or basically get really good at the art of conversation and letting them know early on that you are. It requires a high investment to work with you. I mean, it really does. You definitely don't ever want to be the cheapest person on the market, but you have to get through the noise fast. And I don't say noise to kind of make it seem impersonal. I say noise because it's key to the things that you really want to focus on, is the people that really need your help and are willing to invest with you. And I just think it's important for you to kind of focus on that more. And I'm not really quite sure how else ways to say it. I'm a big fan of high value deals. I'm a big fan of sure that I charge a premium price because I can bring a heck of a lot of value to someone's investment. And you have to get through that noise. So I'm always working on the questions I ask people when we first get on the phone call or when we're texting or other things like that that basically help me get to the better people faster, and making sure the people that maybe don't have the premium investments to work with us, make sure I get them to a solution, either my solution or somebody else's solution that will help them at their investment level. And again, that just comes about through asking a lot of really good questions, asking the right questions, and constantly filtering people out. A friend of mine, Chris Kowalik, who runs profeds.com, also has a no a-holes policy. And you have to figure out pretty quickly who the a-holes are. And I'm not using the word holes because Facebook will ding me on advertising this video if I use the word, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. She's a brilliant, brilliant lady, and she basically has a list of questions, and she can basically tell early on if someone's going to be told later in the engagement process. And she's basically said that to her staff members also. We don't want to work with a-holes here at ProFeds. And I just love her bluntness on it. And you know, you can come back to then, how do you know someone's an asshole? And you know, I mean, we're all adults. We're not 7 or 8 years old. We know who's going to be a pain in the ass. We can tell early on. We can tell the person that, you know, says, well, either I don't have the money to invest, but I want to work with you, so I'll find it, or you know, the person who basically one of the challenges you have in business is kind of low-end clients that want to that are really picky about what you do. You don't want those. Heck, to tell you the truth, one of the business lessons you learn early on is that one of the ways to fill out the a-holes is to make sure you have a premium price product. Because people that are willing to invest at the premium level usually just want it done, and they don't have time to bitch and moan about it. Heck, I said bitch and moan. Facebook's going to ding me on that. I can't advertise the video probably. Either way, yeah, find better clients faster. And if you want some help on that, message us here. We'll talk about some possible coaching or some training of mine or somebody else's I can send you to basically help you find better customers. So that was number 3 right there. Number 4, I thought was, this one, I have to admit, this one was probably a new one in 2019. And this was, number 4 I have on my list here is get more people talking while stepping out. I like it when I start conversations, or I start discussions, or I start debates, and I can step back a little bit and let people discuss the topic on their own, chiming in too much. I love starting conversations, I guess, and I'm okay with not finishing them. I'm okay with not being the person that has to comment on every other comment that someone says, unless someone directly asks me. But I love starting people, getting people to think about the topic and to basically discuss among themselves and getting more people involved in the conversation and me just stepping away from it. I don't have to be a part of every conversation that I start. And so that's what I'm trying to do more. Like I said, that one I probably added in 2019. I know I'm kind of doing it more subtly in my Facebook groups that I'm in, and I'm accomplishing it. I'm doing some good stuff there. My goal with that is also to get people thinking about the right things. Whether it's, you know, offline in the real world or in a speaking engagement or on TV, I like to light that flame, talking in a different direction than conventional wisdom would basically direct them to talk. That may be, you know, a different direction in business, or a different direction when it comes to health, or a different direction when it comes to productivity, or how to view the world, or how to view the media, or how to view the news, or how to view each other. I love starting those conversations, just getting out of the way, and then learning from the people that have a different viewpoint from me. And you can do this in business also, whether you have a prolific Facebook group where people are in there having discussions all the time, or on your Facebook profile. I do a lot on my Facebook profile. So that's kind of a Patrick-ism. I'm trying to start more conversations to get out of the way, and I would encourage you to do the same also, especially if you have a different take on life or in business that somebody else does. And a lot of people that I'm connected with are coaches, business coaches, we have a little bit of a different take. and you really want to, it's a really good idea to basically, maybe, you put a post out there on social media, or you send an email newsletter, you do something like that, and you basically kind of make people cock their head a little bit and think, I never thought about that. I have friends who are sales trainers. I have friends like, I have acquaintances. I call Dennis Yu an acquaintance, but Dennis Yu has a different philosophy on, Facebook marketing, if you will. And he's a good person to follow because he makes me like to follow. Personally, I like to follow people like that. That makes me think, and that's probably why I put that on my list, is I like to follow people like that who make me think. And so that's what I'm trying to do also in this world, is make more people think, make more people almost get a little bit uncomfortable with their conventional wisdom and maybe make them change their minds. So that was number 4 on my list. Number 5 is always a challenge, but always a good challenge for you, my friends, is for me to create more products. Actually, I have a 5.5 here also. For me to create more products, more mid-level and high-level coaching and consulting offers to help make your life better and make your business easier. And that's something I'm always working on, is balancing out the amount of time it's going to take to do that, along with what's going to basically help you. And I think I struggle with this one a little bit, only because I don't want to create crap. It's very important for me to not create crap. And I think a lot of people out there, I think probably I'm really afraid of that, to tell you the truth, probably a little bit, because I see a lot of crap. I see a lot of really low-end products and services offered out there that don't actually help people solve a problem. They lead people to a different problem. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of being one of those people. And yeah, so that's that one out there. So creating more products and better products and higher level service offerings to help you in your life and your business is something that Patrick's always working on. And my 5.5, my resolution, my 2020 unresolution, if you will, 5.5 is to travel more. 2019 was a decent year in travel for me. Probably not as much travel as I'd want to, whether it was for public speaking or taking classes or coaching and consulting. It wasn't probably as great as I wanted to, but it did get me lots of places. It got me to Florida 4 or 5 times this year. It got me to, I'm looking over my calendar, the Pacific Northwest. So my mom's in the Pacific Northwest. Looks like I was in Florida quite a bit, for some good things and for some family matters. I don't ever want to do those family matters things, but I think in 2020 or 2021 or 2025, I'd be okay with traveling a little bit more. And I can tell I was actually traveling a little bit more because I actually got status back on American Airlines. Many years ago, I was platinum status. I think you get platinum status from traveling either 50 or 100,000 miles a year. And I obtained platinum status. I had every upgrade you could possibly imagine, not quite executive platinum, but I had platinum status and I had every upgrade you could possibly imagine. And then that fell off because I just chose to do more local work in Oklahoma City, plus I switched airlines. And so 2019, I made a resolution to go back to American Airlines, which is my airline of choice. You can debate that. That's completely up to you. But as soon as I did that, with all the travel that I acquired in 2019, I would actually be able to get back up to Advantage Gold status there. And I've got all kinds of upgrades there I can use and things like that. So I've actually noticed something also. If you ever watching my past videos, you hear me talk a lot about the fact that I like a physical wall calendar. I'm over here looking at this calendar. I'm like, wow, you know what's wrong with this calendar? It's a 2019 calendar. I did not buy my 2020 physical paper calendar yet. So guess what I'm going to be doing today? I am going to be heading out to a local office supply store and getting my 2020 wall calendar. I can't believe that I have not done that yet, because I would already have 2 days marked off and some big highlights going in the future. So guess what Patrick's doing later? Quick recap for those of you who are kind of tuning in late here on the podcast or on YouTube or on Facebook Live. Patrick's 2020 unresolutions, which means I've had these in the works for several years, and these are just a good of me working better on the vision, is 1, be more prolific. 2, be okay with more self-promotion. 3, find better customers and filter out customers and adopt the same no a-holes policy that Chris Kowalik at ProFeds has. Get more people talking while stepping away for conversations. So online and offline, starting more conversations and having people step away, having me step away while people churn and either run with a new idea or basically kind of rehash an old idea. Create more products. That was my number 5 right there. Create more and better products. That's what I really should have written down there for my show notes today. And travel more. So if these, I'm kind of curious what your 2020 unresolutions are or your New Year's resolutions. Like I said, I'm not necessarily a big resolutions fan, but there is a place and time to revisit your strategies and your missions and your goals. And a year, I have to admit, one of the reasons I think people work off of a year is because a year is just a good mark on the calendar. I'm always measuring the end of time segments. I have a timer, a really cool timer app on my own Apple Everything, that basically I'm measuring the end of quarters, I'm measuring the end of weeks, I'm measuring the end of years. And a year, I think, is just a good time to recap what you did the previous 365 days and work on the next 365 days. So that's why I think people make New Year's resolutions. I do revisit my strategies, I'll have to admit, but I don't make any major changes at the end of the year, because if I want to change something major for next year that I wasn't doing the previous year, I'm already probably working on that in November or December, to tell you the truth. January 1st did not hold any special date on the Stop Doing Nothing strategy or planning calendar. So that's just the way I roll. Anyways, if this has been useful information for you, do me a favor, comment. You can comment. Let me know if things were good, things were bad, that they were useful. What you can also do, though, which would help me more, is either share this podcast or this YouTube video to somebody else, or subscribe. Subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher or iHeartRadio or radio.com. We're pretty prolific when it comes to the podcasting world. And once you do that, maybe tag me and let me know, and I'll just give you a fist bump. Who knows? We've got genuine Stop Doing Nothing shirts over in the store at store.stopdoingnothing.com. And maybe, if I see some good shares going on up there, I'll start giving away some more shirts like I have in the past. Go up there and let's have a kick-ass 2020. Be more prolific, make better products for your clients, and start more good conversations. I love doing this for you guys. Take care and stop doing nothing. Peace. We'll see you soon.